Greetings, Namo Buddhaya. I am KTS Rao, Professor and former Head of the Department of Buddhist Studies, Delhi University. In this module number 18, I shall be talking about the Third Buddhist Council. Ashoka is considered as the most important king in the history of Indian Buddhism. Though the traditional Buddhist legends tend to conflict somewhat with the picture of Ashok as revealed by his numerous rock edicts and inscriptions, there is a general agreement among historians that Ashoka was specifically sympathetic to Buddhism. The main success of Ashoka's contribution to Buddhism was the dispatch of missionaries as per the advice of Moggalliputta Tissa. Information on the Third Council, which was held during his reign, is primarily available in the four Pali texts, which are the Samantapasadika, the Deepvansh, the Mahavansh, and the Mahabodhivansh. The texts unanimously point out that this council took place in the Ashok Aram at Patliputra, Ashoka's capital. Though the council is recognized and known to both the Theravada and Mahayana schools, its importance is central only to the Theravada. The Third Council has not been mentioned by the Chinese travelers Xuanzang and I Ching, though both of them talk about different schools of Buddhism and the spheres of their influence. The Deepvansh mentions that the council took place 236 years after the Mahaparinirvana of the Buddha, and the Mahavansh mentions the 17th year of Ashoka's reign when the council was held. On the basis of this information, the date of the council has been calculated to the year 251 BCE. The reason behind the convening of the council given is that it was convened to rid the Sangha of corruption in the form of enemies who, in the guise of sporters, had infiltrated the Sangha, as well as monks of the Mahasanghic sect who held heretical views and were degrading the Dharma. Andre Baro tends to see the council as the one which separated the Sarvastivadins and the Vivajvadins from the Sthavir proper. Although the various events of the council are subject to dispute, it does appear that Moggalliputta Tissa presided over an assembly of 1000 monks, ultimately concluding that Buddha was a Vivajvadin. The Mahavansh gives an account of the miraculous birth of Moggalliputta Tissa in a Brahmin family and his conversion to the Buddhist faith. He learnt the three Vedas by the age of 16, whereafter he was won over to the new faith by Thera Siggav. Soon after, he attained to Arhantship with all its attendant supernatural powers. It was under the influence of Moggalliputta that Ashoka made over his son Mahendra and daughter Sanghamitra to the Buddhist Sangha. These two later crossed over to Sri Lanka and are credited for having converted the whole of Sri Lanka to Buddhism. The account of the background to the council given in the text is that after having been crowned as king 218 years after Mahaparinirvana, Ashoka paid only token homage to the Dharma and the Sangha. He also supported members of the other religious sects for 3 years, just as his father King Bindusar had done before him. However, when he had an encounter with a pious novice named Nigrodh, his attitude changed. Nigrodh, who recited to him verses from Apmadvag of the Dhampad. Thereafter, he ceased supporting other religious groups and his interest in and devotion to the Dharma deepened. He used his enormous wealth to build, it is said, 84,000 stupas and viharas and to lavishly support the bhikshus with the four requisites. Nigrodh won him over to the doctrine taught by the Buddha. Consequently, the king became very generous towards Buddhism. This generosity was to cause serious problems within the Sangha. In time, the order was infiltrated by many unworthy men holding heretical views and who were attracted to the order because of the emperor's generous support and costly offerings of food, clothing, shelter, and medicine. Large numbers of faithless, greedy men espousing wrong views tried to join the order but were deemed unfit for ordination. Despite this, they seized the chance to exploit the emperor's generosity for their own ends and put on robes and furtively attached themselves to the Sangha without having been ordained properly. Consequently, a respect for the Sangha diminished. Ajivikas and sectarians of different descriptions ruined the doctrine. This resulted in the intense distress to Ther Mogaliputta, who retreated to a sequestered retreat on the Ahogang hill up the Ganga and dwelt there for 7 years. The number of the heretics and the sham bhikshus became far more than those who were true believers. The faithful monks refused to observe these festivals with the heretics. The result was that no Uposat or Pavarana ceremony was held for 7 years in any of the monasteries. When Ashoka came to know of this, that some of the genuine monks refused to hold the prescribed purification or Uposat ceremony in the company of the corrupt heretical monks, he was quite distressed at this kind of state of affairs in Buddhism.